Becky Lynch made some very shocking comments on Brett Kershire's YouTube channel. Dude, this is not a good look for WWE at all. We got to talk about it. Also, in addition to that, we're going to talk about a return from injury, and we are going to talk about some possible plans for Survivor Series War Games. It's all coming up right here on The Angle Show. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys want more videos like this, don't forget to click that subscribe button and ring that bell. This way you never miss a video on the channel. I'll keep you guys updated along the way every single day. I want to kick things off with Seth Rollins. I thought this was actually pretty interesting because he was also with Becky Lynch on Brett Kershire's YouTube channel. He did a little like interview type of thing. It's called Something's Burning. It was a WWE love story. Very, very fascinating watch. We'll get to Becky Lynch's comments relatively soon. But Seth Rollins did actually reveal some potential plans for his return and stuff like that. He says once he gets the sling off, which will be another month from now, it might be a full vacation mode for a little while. Then he says he'll lock in and start training. At this point in the next 8 to 12 weeks, we can expect Seth Rollins. And let's be real, Seth Rollins will probably be back in time for WrestleMania. And this is obviously a very big deal too, because Seth Rollins is one of the top stars in WWE. This guy is absolutely needed. We got to see what kind of story they tell with him and the Vision. I think if you look at the storyline between him and the Vision, getting taken out by Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, man, like this guy, there is something very interesting that's going to happen when he returns. And we don't know what that's going to be. We don't know if maybe he reconvenes with the group. We don't know if Logan Paul stays permanently with them. Obviously, there's a lot of different options, a lot of different choices that they have. I just don't foresee why Seth Rollins would be a babyface when he returns. So something very interesting will happen. Seth Rollins will be a massive part of WrestleMania 42. The reality is, I think Seth Rollins really, he's going to take some time off even after the injury, just like he's saying with vacation and stuff like that. I do believe that. I don't think WWE is going to rush him. But then when he does come back, that will be the start of WrestleMania 42's build. I think one of the most logical ways of booking it would be Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. I think you have to consider Seth Rollins and CM Punk again. I think you have to consider Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. I think those are all on the table. There's so many different avenues WWE could go here. I genuinely don't know what it's going to be. So I am curious to see what happens, and I am excited to see what happens. But there you have it. 8 to 16 weeks, 8 to 12 weeks. We'll see them soon. That brings us to War Games. This was very, very, very interesting. As you guys know, with War Games, it's taking place this Saturday, November 29th on ESPN Unlimited. We have the War Games match between The Vision and Brock Lesnar versus, so we got Drew McIntyre, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, and Brock Lesnar versus Jimmy and Jay, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes. And obviously, this is a big deal for a variety of reasons. However, now it's even a bigger deal considering the news that Ibu and Self-Made Pro Wrestling have come out with. He says, I have been told by someone close to the situation about 2 weeks ago that the plan was to make the WrestleMania main event clear coming out of War Games and on the week of television following Survivor Series. Wow, let's dissect that, because if you look at this match, there are plenty of main event matches you can do. And I feel like, look no further than Cody, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns. Both of them, obviously Roman is not a world champion yet. Maybe that can happen. Maybe we get something with the bloodline all turning on each other. Maybe we get Roman and Jay and Jimmy turning on Cody, and that's the way they get to Roman and Cody again. That's a possibility. I think you have to factor in Drew McIntyre. Maybe we get something with Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns for WrestleMania, or Drew McIntyre and Cody, or Drew McIntyre and Punk. I don't know. There is so many ways they could go about it. And listen, WWE has not been shy. We know. We've seen it. Jey Uso. It's possible, guys. It is possible. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think it is possible. And, let's talk about it. Braun Breaker's the future. Maybe Maybe Braun Breaker and Roman Reigns is a main event match for WrestleMania. Maybe Brock Lesnar. Now that he's back in WWE, anything is possible here. But it does make sense that WWE would want to tell us at Survivor Series what it's going to be. WWE right now needs to get people invested, and if they leave the show, look, guys, some massive swerve, something massive, something big will happen in this match. And whatever that thing is probably going to be, a story that unfolds until WrestleMania. So get excited for it, because we need that excitement. We need that excitement. WWE is lacking that excitement currently as we're speaking. I think this is the way to do it. Do it at Survivor Series. Do it at War Games. I have a very strong feeling that it involves Roman Reigns and the Bloodline all getting back together as a heel group. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. I don't know. But it should be very, very interesting to see what happens. 1,000,000%. And that brings us to our final topic. Ladies and gentlemen, we talked about it. The Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch video. Man, there was so many great things. You guys could check it out. I'll put the link in the description. But yes, Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is the one stealing the headlines today. Why? I'm just going to read this to you guys. Not good. She reveals that women were warned explicitly about a particular male wrestler in the WWE who allegedly used his status against female talent. The male wrestler, whom Becky Lynch chose not to say who it was known for allegedly using his power to control women's careers depending on whether or not they would agree to sleep with him. This is obviously incredibly bad. She says, I'm not going to name names, but there was a guy in the main roster who was like, be careful, because if one, he'll try to sleep with you, and if he sleeps with you, then he'll blacklist you. And if he tries to sleep with you and you don't sleep with you, if you don't sleep with him, he'll also blacklist you. And of course, this is a massive, massive ordeal. Massive ordeal. We don't know who this person is, but sexual harassment in the workplace is obviously a huge no-no. I'm hoping at the very end of this, because this has become a very big discovery for Becky Lynch to talk about this, I am hoping WWE gets in contact with Becky Lynch. I'm hoping WWE tries to figure out who this is. Is this person still in the company? And if this person is no longer in the company, where does this person work? I think everybody will agree with this. Because what if this is a person that works in TNA or AEW or another company? I think that information should be widely known. It should be accessible. WWE has no chance in letting stuff like this slide, by the way. They're still, we're still in the middle of the Vince McMahon thing. And the Janelle Grant lawsuit. And regardless of what people think, that did a lot of damage to WWE and it did a lot of damage to Vince McMahon. Regardless of what is true, untrue, whatever, it doesn't matter. The legal system is working on that. But when you hear of things like that, and then you hear of something like this, you don't want WWE rewarding a talented wrestler who is behaving this way. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Angle Show.